which leads me to my last pick. Sorry, Scott Satterfield. You're not getting picked here. It's gonna be David Braun from Northwestern. It is. I get it. And like what he did with this year was nothing short of absolutely incredible. He was incredible this year. They went 8-5. That is bonkers. I didn't think that they were gonna win a single game last year. I thought they wouldn't win. That is bonkers. Winning 8 games, making a bowl game, competing in the Big Ten West. That was nuts. Yeah, sure, the recruiting rank was not very high. Okay. And yeah, their transfer portal rating, is not very high either because it's tough to get into there, Northwestern. But just from a pure coaching standpoint, you just can't ignore what he did this year, and that may be, to my demise, when I look at Scott Satterfield, is maybe a better recruiter, possibly might, has a chance of kind of not bringing Cincinnati back to the level that it was with uh, Luke Fickle, but it is a new Big 12 dynamic over there. So I could understand why folks would want to take Scott Satterfield over David Braun, but I'm just going to take who I think is the better in-game coach right now. Even in the small sample size that we have with David Braun, I'm going to take him over Scott Satterfield.
Yeah, you mentioned they just it was uber impressive how they rebounded from a crazy offseason, right? David Braun and his staff thrust into a wild situation. The players obviously dealing with a lot on and off the field. And to kind of start the season, 1-2, and you were getting blown out at home by Minnesota in week 4, and you come back from 3 touchdowns, you win that football game in overtime. And that totally changed the whole dynamic of the season for you. You go on to beat Maryland in October. You go on to beat Wisconsin, which you haven't done forever. Beat Purdue and Illinois. Like it, yeah. I just think I don't hate it for you there. David Braun and Scott were kind of in a tier, I thought, of their own, clumped together. I wouldn't mind if you went either way. But I guess the consistency that Braun has had, in his past, but as well as what he did last year, you have to give him credit for that. And obviously, Northwestern's a tough place to play at, tough place to coach at. I do think their schedule was just awful last year, just terrible, right? I mean, you're out of your crossover games were Penn State, who you get blown out by, and then Rutgers and Maryland, who are arguably two of the easier people you could have gotten last year. And yeah, and then you're just last year playing in the Big Ten West. We talked about this year how they're gonna have a tough schedule in year 2 of David Braun because they're playing their home games and now at the practice facility, which is cool, but I guess not the same as, Evans Field or Ryan Field, um, at your home stadium. So we'll see how it works for Northwestern this year. But yeah, David Braun got his head on his shoulders. Obviously, good culture. It sounds like he's building there. And is the upside there, like you said? Maybe not, just with the new Big Ten, but in terms of sustainability and just getting long-term stock to buy in and have success and just meet expectations at Northwestern, make a bowl game here and there. Yeah, David Braun's a guy.
Wait, look, they're renovating the new stadiums for David Braun. They're renovating the stadium for him. So gotta believe. Gotta believe. Now, I do think that there is a very likely outcome in which we both regret not taking Scott Satterfield over Dion or David Braun, but I'm not gonna argue with our picks right now. I think this is fine. I'm sure folks in the comments, if you disagree, let us know. All right, let us know.